Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, Funday, day after Veterans Day, November 12th, 2017. Steve Sipress here in beautiful sunny Arizona. Nearing the sunset, and we have beautiful yellowy orange skies coming out, and the bluish purple mountain majesties in the distance. Rhino of the day is this Rhino Keychain, little plastic Rhino Keychain from the Rhino Linings Company. So there's another rhino on the back in their logo. And you can't read it with the reverse thing when I use the phone here, but it does say the sprayed-on liner, like the truck bed liner, the Rhino Linings. Okay, Patrick Kane is here. Good to see you. So Sunday Funday, nothing today, just kind of checking in. But I was thinking, because I heard on the news a few days ago, I don't know if it was going on. I don't pay any attention anymore to the NFL. But I heard that there was this whole thing about, veterans are going to boycott the NFL on Veterans Day weekend because they're disrespecting the veterans and the blah, 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 and the whatever. So I don't know if that happened. But it made me think and realize, this whole problem, it's hell for the NFL team owners. Of course, it's of their own doing. The NFL team owners, the owners in all major sports have mistreated their employees, their players, since the dawn of the league starting. Nowadays, it's a real discrepancy. You have these billionaire team owners who look down at the players and disrespect them. They begrudgingly, of course, they pay them millions of dollars. Hey, Rich, they pay them millions of dollars, so it's not the money. But baseball team owners always mistreated the baseball players and had the reserve clause and wouldn't let them get traded or go to a better team or go where they want to play. You're ours, we own you, and all that kind of stuff. So. Players mistreated by the owners. I know they're disrespecting the national anthem and all that with this whole kneeling thing. What they're really protesting again is their treatment by the owners. They're like, we don't like the way the owners are treating us, so we're not going to listen to them when they say don't kneel, or we want you to stand, or we want you to, don't make us look bad or whatever. They're like, we don't. Not only do not care how bad they look, they want them to make them look bad. And I think it really accelerated when Trump came out, because Trump is to the players just like another NFL team owner. It's another old, rich, white billionaire who's talking down to the players. And the players are like, that's it. We're going to show these rich, white, billionaire old guys that we're going to do what we want. And so the whole thing is a mess. So it comes down to this. And I thought about it in business. This is a culture issue. The number one thing you got to hire for in your company. And Rich, you own a business. Tell me if I'm off base here. But in my belief, the number one thing you hire for is culture. How somebody fits in to your organization, to your team. It would be in sports. You hire for the culture. You don't hire for their skills. You can train skills. You don't hire for experience. A lot of times experience is a code word for they bring their baggage along with them when they come. I'm hiring for culture. And if the right person, Jim Collins wrote about it in his book, Good is Good Enough. Chapter 1, get the right people on the bus. That's chapter 1. That's the first step. Get the right people on the bus. Then you'll find where to put them, and you can teach them how to do things, and you can teach them something new when something new comes along. The right people will learn something new when something new comes along. If you hire for skills, and that skill becomes obsolete, what do you do with that person? He says, I can't learn a new skill. This is my only skill, and blah, blah. That's the wrong person for a growing company. That's not a team attitude. So what happens here is the only team I ever remember in the NFL that really hired for culture and did a great job of it was Al Davis, the Oakland Raiders. He said, I'm going to take all the troublemaking, cast-off renegades that don't fit in to any other team because they don't listen to authority and they won't do it. I'm going to get 45 of them, or however many was on a team back then, into the locker room, and suddenly they all gelled and loved each other and worked together great. You had all the renegades, all the Lyle Alzados and Ken Stablers of the world, all these renegades working together, and they, were like a dominant team of the 70s, and them and the Steelers were duking it out every year for the championship and going to Super Bowls and whatever. So that's hiring for culture. But what happens now in the NFL, they kind of got stuck. Right? If the NFL team owner says, I don't like this guy kneeling for the national anthem, or these 6 players kneeling for the national anthem or 10 or whatever it is, what are you going to do? Get rid of him? That's really dumb business. You're paying the guy millions of dollars. You spend 3 draft picks on him, or you traded, or he was your number 1 pick, or say you can't just bench him. You can't just get rid of him. You can't, trade him away desperately and get somebody. So nobody's going to give you somebody who is a great player who also will do what the owner wants and make the team look good for somebody that is a great player that will make the team owner look bad and embarrass the team and lose sponsors and make fans not show up and all that kind. It's not going to work. So what are they going to do? There's a finite pool of talent for a professional sports team, and so the team owners better right their ship and better learn how to respect these players and realize that the players actually are in charge and not the team owners, because the players understand that there's scarcity. And this happens once in a while. Individual players, they're like, hey, there's only one of me, so you got to sign me for X amount of money or I'm not going to play. And the owners, bow down and sign him for X millions of dollars. Well, now you got whole teams of players doing that, and the owners don't know what to do. So for me, Rich is here. He was like my greatest customer, my fantasy sports game company back over 30 years ago. But for people that don't, hi, Deborah, great seeing you. People that don't know, I did start from scratch and ran and built it to the largest fantasy sports game company in the world back in the 80s. And I still, play in a few fantasy sports leagues, and always in the back of my mind is, maybe I should start one up again, and maybe I will. And I keep in touch with the people I've been in the leagues for years. But I'm telling you, when this whole thing started with the kneeling and the who's standing and who's disrespecting himself and who's this and angry and whatever, and I don't want any rules of make a player stand up if he doesn't want to. Don't be ridiculous. There's a reason they don't care about your profits, team owner or commissioner. They know that the stands are emptying and the people are canceling their direct TV and people are getting laid off from ESPN, and they know that they're wrecking the economic end of it. And you know what? They're happy about that. They're saying, screw you for mistreating us and disrespecting us for all these years. They got their contract. And so their next one might be a little less or whatever, but they're making millions of dollars and they're fine. So what I did, I was setting my fantasy sports game lineups, and I was like, I heard this guy's kneeling. He's a great running back, but I'm like, I don't want to play this guy. I don't want to root for a guy that I don't want to root for. So but then what am I going to do? Wave him off of my team? Not play him? Put him on the bench? My team will just come in last play. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. And I got tired of, who's disrespecting and who's this and who's a troublemaker, who's whatever. And I was like, you know what? I just gave away my teams. So I was in 4 different football leagues, and I contacted the commissioner in each one. I said, find a new owner for the team, but I'm out and got to go. And that's it. I've been playing fantasy sports games for 30-something years, right? So that was the end of that, and I made me think that's what the NFL team owners should do. Team owners, maybe now it's a little bit of trouble now because the franchise might have gone down in value a little, but even still, just get out. If you don't like the fact that the players are disrespecting you and the national anthem, whatever, and they won't listen to you, sell the team and get out and be done with it. You're a billionaire. Find a new owner. Hey, Lee, Angelina, great seeing you. And so that's what I did. I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this thing. I'm out. And the team owners ought to do the same thing. They'll sell the team. They'll get hundreds of millions or billions of dollars or whatever. And let's have the culture be a fit. Let's have team owners that can respect the players so the players will respect the team owners. And then you won't have the whole problem of the NFL that is a disaster. And I'll bet if the team owners are just kind of laughing. They're like, this is what you deserve, commissioner, who mistreats and disrespects the players, and team owners who disrespect the players. You deserve all the problems you're having, and the whole thing is a mess. And I just devoid myself of the whole thing. That's not even a word, but I just, or not the right word, but I'm just out. So here it is, a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and for the however many weeks in a row, I'm not paying attention, but I have no idea what's going on in the NFL. I don't care, not watching a game. That's all done. But I did think about this mess created by the NFL, and a lesson that all business owners can learn is you want to hire people to work for you that want to work for you, that will respect you. And if not, you want to get rid of them. So the NFL is a tough business model because those players are in charge, and the team owners don't realize it. Without those players, you got nothing, right, team owner? So instead of thinking the players ought to listen to the owners ought to listen to the players, and they don't get that. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents for a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in sunny Arizona on November 12th, 2017. So I don't see any questions, comments, concern. Hey, Scott, Rahul, if I don't know how to pronounce that, but good seeing you here. Thanks to everyone live or anyone watching on the replay. If you agree, disagree, if I'm an idiot, whatever you want to say it in the comment below, and I'll respond when appropriate. And I thank you for being here, and I will be back tomorrow with Direct Mail Monday, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.